feel that we'll get a better indication of their true potential by allowing them to answer online rather than writing and being worried about how long it's taking them to write.
I thought it was very engaging because in the modern life we use technology a lot, so it was much more fun and familiar for me to use.
So with NAPLAN Online, we actually have tailored testing, which means that students, as they complete the test, the questions actually adapt to suit them. So if they are finding it too easy, the questions can get a little bit harder, and vice versa.
Usually when you're doing the paper test, you had to hold it closer to your face. But then on the online test, it was much easier because you just click a number and then it zooms in for you.
The benefit of tailored testing is that the students actually don't feel overwhelmed or bored. So the students that find testing quite difficult, they actually find it easier in the NAPLAN Online because it's not too difficult for them. They don't get, stressed and overwhelmed, so they actually complete the test. And I think that's one of the biggest things that I've noticed is that with the online testing, students are actually completing the test within the time, whereas before on the paper they didn't.
I found it a lot easier to use it online because you weren't fumbling around for all the tools that you needed. They were just right there on the computer screen.
I also like the audio, especially with the math, because sometimes it's a bit hard to understand. Then the audio helps you understand better.
I have trouble with my eyesight, so I had to get the paper enlarged. NAPLAN Online is going to be easier for me this year because instead of relying on paper, I can rely on the laptop where I can adjust it to my font and the size and whatever I want.
I had one student afterwards who was very excited and came to me and told me that her test was nothing like the other students. And it was really good because it meant that they couldn't actually copy anyone else or compare how fast other students were going to themselves. They had their own clock on the screen to tell them how long they had left. And so it was really just tailored to them, which was great.
Instead of looking at your teacher and telling her what time it is, you can just look at the screen and you would know exactly what time it is.
Anyone who's been involved with handling the paperwork, collecting it, counting it, would really appreciate that's all gone. All you do is you just run through your screen at the end, check off who's done the test, who hasn't done the test, write yourself a list of students to follow up later on, and then press the button and it's all gone.